I don't even know if this thing's on. Trying to figure it out right now. Looks like it is, so I'm just gonna roll with it. We're gonna farm some ritual bosses, just see if we can get lucky with a from nothing diamond. You are first, MS10. Why didn't it crit? I just installed new graphics drivers, and I think it's fucking it up, Clyde. But yeah, you're gonna hear my graphics drivers frying up for sure. Or GPU, I should say. The first boss of the live stream is a little clunky. Yeah. I'll answer your question in just a second, MS10. So, Spirit, on the mapping version, you want 150, and here's all the Spirit skills that you use. So it's 2 separate cast on freeze, And one has our Profane Ritual for power charges, and one has our Cast on Freeze for the map clearing. If you're just starting out with a build, you can also use Reaper's Invocation, and then you just map it to like your Q, and you just hold Q while you're flickering. Why do I have to TP to you? That's annoying. Whatever, I want to get rid of this thing. But yeah, so you need 150 spirit for this build to work. Because regardless if you use 2 cast on freezes or Reaper's Invocation or whatever, that's how much you need. I wanted to sell this thing, man. What the hell? Hey Ashcan, how you doing? Where do I get what from? MS10. Gear is in like you're new enough that you haven't gone to the trade site? This guy disconnected, so... Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I primarily get it from Stellar, like my amulet, 50 spirit on amulet, 3 melee skills. That's the main thing I look for. Yeah, you can get it on your chest, but your chest is like, that's where you're getting a ton of your energy shield from. But only 50 on my amulet. That's the only place I'm actually getting it. Does anybody else have that bug when they try to go back to the realm gate? It just like sits there and loads for a long ass time. You get 100 from the campaign after you've done the campaign twice. You get it from the first 30 spirit, I think, is from the King of the Mists in Act 1. And then the next 30 spirit is from Asac Bog. Why is it not critting? Oh, you know what? I took pinpoint critical out because I'm an idiot. That's what was going on. Now, we should be in good shape. I was testing something in maps earlier. There we go. Alright, this should look a lot better now, because I just had the wrong fucking gems in. And then I get stunned out of Flicker. This is good though that I'm not one-shotting the boss, because then you guys can actually see what it looks like to progress the build and not just one-shot everything. So you actually have a few rotations to actually kill the boss. I've gotten velour shoes like 8 times in a row. It's ridiculous. The reason why I'm not picking up a lot of those yellows is I just know they're bases that are not very good. So as you learn the game a bit more, you'll understand like what bases are good and what bases are not good. And we just got a pretty sick double Exalt Slam for T8 Energy Shield, T10 Flat Shield. So now what we do is we slam 2 Artificer Orbs into this, go to our Socketables, and put 2 Greater Iron Runes. Once 2 Greater Iron Runes are in there, we'll Alt-E it using the tool. It's a Path of Exile 2 overlay from Overwolf. We kind of monitor all of the things that I think people would want. So like at least like any elemental resist, 17 int, the faster sort of energy shield recharge. And we see what that's selling for. And it looks like it's selling for around a div right now. So we'll go ahead and slap that up for a div. I think the game is, if you're going to be playing on Trade League, pretty necessary to have that overlay app or some version of a way to be able to quickly look up items, because yeah, I could go to the trade site and like type out all the stats manually and kind of figure that out over time, but that takes way longer than just like, oh, hey, I think it's worth about a div after I've kind of done the things I was going to do for it, and now we can see if it sells, because you're not going to sell every single valuable item that you put into your trade windows. Okay, it'll actually look good this time. There you go. I don't know why he's not phasing me. There we go. Really, I just do it at the start of maps, and then normally I'll have all of the power charges I need from just killing monsters after that point. I'm also using the Collapsing Horizon, so this is like 50% of the damage that I would normally be doing on Pinnacle bosses, but I just want to be able to kind of live stream and show people that if you grab the budget staff for this version of the build, then you can still do Pinnacle shit, you know what I mean? And another fucking velour shoes, man. What is this shit? It's time limited and a maze. So like if you don't solve the maze quick enough, there's like little bugs that like start overwhelming the screen, and they'll kill you eventually if you don't find the exit. T5, T6. Oh, that's T6 thorns. Thorns. I'll save that for later, because I want to try to craft on one of those cultist ones. Alright, we'll get into some mapping. I pre-set up some areas for us to map on. So these are triple towered. I have tier 15 maps that are made delirious. Yeah, that time Big Rob, it didn't need the gear switch, and it was using Collapsing Horizon. So like, I do the gear switch mainly on like tier 4 Zesht and Arbiter because they have just such a bigger health pool. But yeah. Delirious T15 uh, up to a T16 because of irradiated. Yeah, Blue. I am live. Happy to see you, man. Thanks for all the comments on the videos. How expensive is this build? You can get started for like 2 div. Um, maybe even less. But my version of the build that you're going to be seeing as I'm going through this, like, again, keep in mind, I am using Collapsing Horizon instead of like a 20 div staff that I could be using. But like the rest of my gear is all pretty expensive. But you don't need to have an expensive version. Uh, I just have an expensive version. I just updated my graphics drivers and everything is miserably so. So I'm sorry for that, guys. Yeah, I don't know if I can do delirious maps. This is what I was talking about in one of my other videos. It's like, it's just miserable to do delirious maps. Because it's literally, you guys are probably just seeing like 4 FPS. Yeah, I've got 1 frame right now. That's cool. It hurts my soul, man. I'm gonna restart Path of Exile here in a second. Try to... The build clears so much of the screen, you guys can barely see it. It seems to have gotten better as, I guess my computer just needed to warm up to the map. This music's really shitty, actually. I need to change it. I can't find any, like, good no copyright music that I want to be doing. Yeah, this is so fucking miserable. I can't do this right now. On the live stream, we're just gonna say fuck it, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. You guys can tell me if that's way too loud. You just started putting the build together. I'm not regaining power charges as fast as you after flickering. Am I missing something? Try Reaper's Invocation instead of Cast on Freeze, and then just hold Reaper's Invocation down until you get more cold damage to be consistently freezing. You may already be consistently freezing, so then maybe it's a damage issue, because like, I'll show you an example. Let me find a big pack. Like, even though I just shattered like that whole pack, I still got 3 power charges back. So it's just kind of like pack size is your best friend, kind of. So as long as you're killing shit, you should really be getting power charges back. But if you're not like one-shotting shit, then you'll be running into problems. And even if you just do like flickers with 1 power charge, it's a lot of times enough to clear the pack that you're going to go to. Not every flicker is going to be an insane flicker. As much as I'd like every flicker to be just like that one, it's not realistic because the packs aren't always right next to each other. Hello. I don't know how to say your name. I can throw it into Google Translate in a second. Hold on.
Map.
I'm stuck. Legitimately. You guys are gonna see while I'm mapping that how many times leech saves me too, which is something that not other sentences can do. Kiss me, I could tell you miss me. I could tell it's... I know it's annoying to set up expeditions, but they're good currency. But I also have like hella juiced expeditions because I'm 8 of 8. So you can see all the extra suffixes and shit. Bye bye expedition monsters. You swapped from Huntress over to Acolyte, or you're trying to make it work on Huntress to remain? Yeah, Balstronic, they like follow you as you're flickering. So honestly, like pack size is like the biggest thing that helps you to like constantly maintain your charges. You swapped, nice. How long did it take you to level? If you're still leveling, then you don't have to answer that, but that's like this league, I think that was I almost quit. I'm very grateful I didn't, because then I wouldn't be doing this right now. I was fucking cooking at the start of maps, dude. I was like, this is gonna be good. But leveling was a big pain in the ass this league. I almost didn't do it.
Map.
Oh, I love this. When I get an acceleration shrine with a fucking EDM beat going, dude, it's fucking great. There's just so many moments when you play Flicker Strike where it's like, it just makes you fucking giddy when you see some of like the insane flickers, how fast you can move through the map. And, like all the complaints of the people have of the game being slow just completely goes away because you're going through the map at Mach fuck. No thank you to this song. Sleep next to me. Hey, Elder. I used the rake stomp combo, took about 6 hours. Okay. Well, I need to mess around with the spear skills when I'm doing leveling. How's the music volume, guys? Is it too loud, or can you guys even hear it? Am I thinking you guys can hear it, and I don't even have like the audio set up right for you guys to hear it? Yes, I want to defer that. Are you talking about just getting Atlas points for clearing the Nexuses, Jermaine? And you're saying it's perfect to the music, right? Like the volume. Dude, yeah, the 21 skill gem is really good. On my bossing quarterstaff, I'm up to, I think, either 36 or 37 on the skill levels for the map. Or for the skill on Flickr. But my staff is shit, man. Honestly, like, I don't even like using it because it's just not what I want it to be. I'll show you guys a couple that I'm crafting on right now that I've been throwing whittlings at, like, there's no tomorrow. I made 50 div a couple days ago. Or actually it was yesterday, and I threw all of that into whittles on this staff, and it didn't fucking... It didn't hit what I wanted. Oh, so there's strength scaling on Rake and Stomping Ground. That makes sense. I'm kind of clearing the map slow because I'm reading chat and shit. I haven't done this, guys. Go easy on me. You have one if you want to see it? Yeah. I do. Well, so does it have 7 melee skills? Cold and crit chance. If it doesn't have the melee skills, I can't use it, like replace it, I should say. Thanks, Jermaine. Hey, Dead Rabbit, how you doing, bud?
Map.
Alright, let's go get into another map. Decay is so slow sometimes. The monsters can get so spread out. To be honest, it doesn't have melee. I got hit with accuracy. I still prefer using Worm though. Yeah. Worm is really good. Alright, look at this map. If I don't lag during this map, I would be extremely surprised. Ugh, not Augury or Hidden Grotto. Dance with my hands. Oh, Crypt. All right, you guys got to see Crypt. This is my favorite map right now, hands down. Crypt is fucking incredible. Yeah, Jermaine. I'll put something together like that for sure. I think that's a really great video idea for the next one. Like, it's either that is what I was gonna do next, or I was gonna do like all viable ascendancies, like, and some ideas that I'm thinking of other Flicker Strike builds to do outside of just Acolyte. I think Acolyte is at the moment the strongest Flicker Strike ascendancy, but I've had my eye on Blood Mage and Infernalist. And this is why I love Crypt, man. You just zoom through the hallways. You can't even see what's going on. I'm skipping the mechanics for now because I just want you guys to see this. Oh, shit. Oh! Oh! Oh, shit! Alright, boys. Here we go. Let's get some fucking gambles going. Alright. Holy shit. It's so fucking hype when you hit these researchers, man. Alright, let's see what we get. Hitting the slot machine here. We got a Val. Okay. Alright, let's see what the 2000 roll gives us. 10 Exalted, not too bad. Alright, I'm really hoping to hear Maven here. We'll pause the music so we can hear Maven moan in our ears if we get anything good. And nothing. We got 20 transmutations, boys. Okay, so this is the 200,000 one. There's a 2 million one after this. Oh, Maven in our sweet, sweet ears. All right, let's see what else we can get. Come on. A Mirror of Kalandra. That's all I ask for. Okay, an uncut skill gem level 20. So we got a couple of div of value there for gambling on the box there. So, man, my first stream, and we get the researchers. It's time for the 4x divine. Go go go. Yeah, not too bad. I'm not happy with that one. The worst one I had was like it gave me just 10x and that's it, and one chaos on the 2 million. It gave me a chaos orb on the 2 million gamble. It could have been better, but I mean, that's a 2 div map right there. I don't. Can you sell the reliquary keys, or you just go try to claim an item? I haven't actually gotten a reliquary key yet, so that's kind of pog. We can go open that after this map. All right, let's get the music back rolling. Come on. I'm gonna turn it down just a bit more. Come on. It's not opening. What's annoying? Give me a second, guys. I need to get that sound extension. That lets you, like, control it a little bit more tightly. Got the Flicker Gem in Act 1 Cruel. Flicker's still your baby. Who also made a Flicker build inspired by you. Hey man, good to see you, Sphinx. I'm glad that your buddy's enjoying it too, and you're getting back on the Flicker train, man. You can sell them? Okay. I'm not digging this song. We are gonna do this playlist. I know we already listened to Daddy DJ, but it's near and dear to my heart right now. My daughters love this song an unreasonable amount. Every time we go to school in the morning, when I'm taking them to school, they say, "Dad, turn on Daddy DJ, please." I gotta oblige, man. My 7-year-old doesn't like it as much. She's like, she's my alternative baby. Her favorite song is Zombie from the Cranberries. What is that? Okay, I got a tingle tongue. Make close to you. I honestly like really love rituals. I hated them last league because I hated the mechanics, like the tornadoes and shit. But flickering, they respawn like as fast as you're flickering, so it just feels really good. Will the crit damage soul core still be a big damage increase from the cold runes? Yeah, I think it would be a big damage increase. I just recommend the cold runes early because they're obviously budget, but the critical damage bonus cores are definitely a lot better. Because if you have cold damage on your rings especially too, because then that critical damage bonus is... What the fuck is pushing me? Oh, did I crash? I think the stream is still good. I'm not dropping any frames there. I think I just got the DirectX 12 bug, so it's gonna reset and we're back into it. I'm glad that I'm glad they fixed it so that it doesn't just crash me out, because I'm one of those people that get the DirectX 12 bug. So it's been kind of nice that I haven't been crashing out of my juice maps, and they just have me do like a little in-game reset. I don't really like perpetual charge on Flicker as much. Mainly because I just like having more damage in there, or hit and run. The Gemling perpetual charge is actually kind of sick though, because you can get it up to like 80% chance to like retain the charges. This is the only thing that sucks about the hard reset, is it clears your map progress, like what you've cleared so far, so you don't know where you've been. So now I'm a little lost. Strong and fast build that smashes through Sekimas and Chaos. You can definitely do this build, Flicker and Chaos. I did a lot of Chaos trials at the start of the league. Sekimas, you can do this build, but you're just not going to be flickering as often in Sekimas because the pack size kind of sucks. Can't be leeched, and elemental resistance. We won't do that one. We can do that one. Additional. Yeah, those are all good. Okay, cool. Yeah, but it's definitely like you want to graduate from perpetual eventually, like, because then it's just like you're killing him faster instead of just like sitting on him flicker striking, you know, sitting on the boss flicker striking, I should say. Oh shit, that was fucking scary. I think Expedition is the real pinnacle boss, guys. When you get him that juiced. But there's also like I think the Totem ED Contagion build is really good for Sekimos right now because you stay pretty safe with your totems, doing most of your like damage to clear the packs and bosses. And what I see a lot of people doing is doing Decaying Hex on a Curse and Cursed Ground, and then just having their totems clear. Um, So essentially, like a Chaos Totem build reminds me a little bit of like Forbidden Right totems in Po 1 when I played Po 1 like a decade ago. Yeah, I'll identify the Tangle. It's a 12.9. I'm gonna corrupt it. See if we can get anything better. I keep getting lost in here. You guys are probably losing your mind. Like, no, don't go that fucking way, you idiot. I'll get better at this whole streaming thing if you guys. Honestly, if again showing Leech showing off a little bit, why it makes you tanky. If you guys are going to show up as often as you are, I mean, I was expecting to get like 3 people in here. So if you guys are going to be in here like this more often, then I'll get better at this whole streaming thing. This is what I'm talking about with Flicker and Ritual. You just kind of like sit on their spawn point that like just constantly respawns them. Can you just defer? Jesus Christ. Ew. That's kind of sweet. Check this one. In my beginning. Dextral Erasure. Let's go, boys. It's like 3 div right there. TLDR do Ritual.
Map.
I used a version of this build for early mapping until I like really figured out all the tech. Because I was just playing around with a lot of stuff. But yes, I was using primarily a Flicker Strike build. My first video, I think, has like it was Herald of Ice, Herald of Thunder before I did the Cast on Freeze tech, and still the same power charges with Reaper's Invocation. And then I was like, you know what, Cast on Freeze is just better. I don't want to re-roll and then not be able to defer that. So we're just gonna chill for right now. Yeah, they buffed Ritual a lot. I really like it. Well, this song's a banger. Move your body. Move your body. Ooh, gross. Leech's life. Life per enemy killed. That's great. Got some cold damage. Leech's mana. And it's straight up accuracy rating. Alright, we're gonna chaos this. Okay, got some good lightning damage. Got Dex. Got cold. Well, now that, I mean, I kind of wanted to keep the fizz on there. Alright, now it's dead. It's dead, Jim. It's dead. I probably shouldn't Chaos Slam as much as I do, but I can't help myself. I am gonna go check out this Twilight Reliquary key. Is it the same as the Realm Gate where you just like go into that place, or do you need a map? Not being able to spawn minions? I haven't had that problem, to be honest. But there's been a handful of bugs related to Flicker. I get the bug a lot where like I'm flickering and then it like just teleports me to a random place that was like nowhere where the direction of the flicker was going. Are there any monsters in here, or do you just go like click a thing? Kind of looks like you just go click a thing. Alright, let's see. What do we get? Give us something crazy. That doesn't look crazy. Alright, that can go in my meme museum. Here's my meme museum right here. I got adorned when I like was first like on my very first kill. I bought the keys to go get my 8th ascendancy and an adorned dropped. I saw the 1-0 and nearly shit, and then realized it wasn't 1-0-0. It was just 1-0. Womp womp. But now we've got a couple of items for the meme museum. Back into a map. Want bigger rarity than this. That's good rarity. Ooh, monster elemental resistances. Gross. Rust Bowl. That's a decent map. I like Rust Bowl. Yeah, I've had that too. There's a lot of bugs with Flicker right now. Not a lot to the point where it's unplayable or anything like that. It's just like, oh wow, I noticed a bug. That's what I would say Flicker feels like right now. It's like there's more moments than with other skills where I'm like, I noticed that bug. But that shit still exists in PoE 1 to my understanding. I don't play PoE 1 a ton, but I like to make the comparison because I know a lot of people still play it. I kind of hate Delirium because I'm pretty sure it's the main reason I don't get to see like all of the craziness that I want to see. Oh no, this map has monster elemental resistances on it, so it's not going to be as crazy in this map anyway. Avoid ailment threshold and avoid monster elemental resistances if you want to see your flickers pop off. So this map is going to be kind of a pain in the ass, but it has like 87% rarity on it, so I didn't want to like toss it, even though it's going to be a pain in the ass to run. We still get some good pops going. Oh yeah, we do. We're still in good shape. I know I'm not going to one-shot this map boss because of the elemental resistances, but we're going to try. Ow, Gozen. You hurt me. So now we're going to wait 5 seconds, and while we wait 5 seconds, we're just going to grab purple flames. Now we've waited the 5 seconds so we can get our skeletons back. We're going to clear out the extra mobs before we Infernal Cry. So all of the flicker goes onto Gozen, and that's what it looks like when you need to double flicker a boss. You just run around, collect some flames. So that's what it looks like. when you have to use it more than once if you're not one-shotting perfectly. And again, I'm trying to use Collapsing Horizon here. I know mine's more optimized than probably like a noob has his, but I'm just trying to, like, for the sake of argument, show you that, hey, this staff is like, you don't really have to upgrade this staff until like, should really be the last thing that you upgrade in my opinion. The other really cool thing about Ritual is it revives the Delirium bosses and it revives the Rogue Exiles. Pump it up. Gotta pump it up. Um, 29 plus 7, so I'm at 36 when I'm using my regular stuff. I have 2 melee skills on gloves, 3 on neck, 7 on weapon, 3 on Flicker Strike in the tree, 1 from Corruption on the gem itself. So, yeah, Temp Chains is pretty shit too. But Temp Chains is still like workable, to be honest. Because like, you just kind of move through the map anyway. Like Flicker is your speed. Like, yes, Temp Chains maps are like super shit. This is the worst combo. Proximal tangibility and the Siphon's mana. That one's such a pain in the ass. On rares. Yeah, when I mass identify, I right click and then I hold shift, not control. I'm holding shift down so it keeps my scroll here, and then I'm just clicking. I don't care how much rarity was on this map, but I'm not running elemental resistance anymore. It's just fucking... I could just like bite the bullet and get a Beacon of Azus, like the Amazons run, so they don't have to worry about these maps, and just get a corrupted one that has 50 spirit. You can grab those for like a div. So that could be one way to solve your spirit, and you'll also penetrate elemental resistances. But that doesn't make the number on the tooltip go up, and that's not very cool. I wish that they had a way for Pen to like show like versus a 75% resistance target like in game. I hate the whole like culture of needing to go to POB to like identify everything. It's really annoying. Because I know you were hyped to get it. Yeah, the helmet was hyped to get for sure. I just bought it. I didn't like do anything crazy to it. Like I wasn't the one who slammed it or anything. I don't think that that's like a targetable slam, to be honest. After this map, I'm gonna go grab a drink and BFK for a second. I would say cold damage, but you still want to make sure you have enough DPS that like your sources of damage as extra are still strong, because like your damage is extra chaos and as extra cold if you're using Essence of the Mountain or the Against the Darkness that gives you extra cold. Those obviously still get more cold damage from just having higher flat damage. But starting out, I would say cold damage is more important. Later on, not as important if you have it against the darkness. I was looking today at one, and I mean, if you're getting resistances on it and shit, yeah, it's gonna be like 10 div. But if you solve resistances elsewhere, you can get like a 400 ES one for like 3 div. I looked today for other options on my helmet because I wanted to get more crit on my helmet rather than rarity. I got the frenzy charge one on a pair of gloves. I was trying to get the melee skills on. So when I saw +1 charges, I was like, oh fuck, did I get the melee skills? But yeah, the +1 frenzy charges one is really sick, especially if you get it on with when with like big flat damage and like critical damage bonus or something. A lot of people go gaga for that one because everyone's Amazon or Deadeye, obviously. Have a good night, Jermaine. Glad you enjoyed the stream. What do you mean you don't do maps, you just boss? The ascendancy is pretty important for Leech, to be honest. Just like, I don't think there's another ascendancy that sustains throughout a boss fight quite as well as Acolyte. But one of the caveats to that is you have to, like, the only investment that you have to do for that is you need Voracious on your amulet, so 20% of the leech is instant, so even if you're close to full mana, you're still having a lot of that go back to your energy shield. Or there's a pair of gloves called Adzery's Acuity that makes your leech instant. But I'd say the leech is pretty important. And on top of that, if you want to have Giga Chaos Res, Acolyte's the only one that enables you to have Giga Chaos Res for little investment. Yeah, you can, Matt. I could corrupt these and get them to have a +1 level to melee skills. I sold a pair. I almost kept them for myself, but I wanted to get rarity on it. And I didn't have rarity on the other ones, and I wanted an energy shield base rather than an evasion base. I sold a pair of +3 melee skill gloves for 70 div. And then I threw all of those into whittlings on a couple of quarterstaffs. This guy, I can still whittle it on the stun buildup and the life per enemy hit. And then these ones I don't want to whittle anymore. But these are a couple of the other ones I was whittling on. This one was the one that I was most was most promising for me because it had the cold, it had the big fizz, it had crit damage bonus. It just didn't have the melee skills. So the staff is almost perfect for me, but I really needed the melee skills. This should easily sell for 50 div though. Next one's up for like 88 div. Without leech. Yeah, I get you will have ways to recharge energy shield though, because your flask, I can't whittle it. It takes the critical hit chance away instead of the stun buildup. So I'd have to whittle away the critical hit chance, hope that I get a higher critical hit chance. But this is the one I was working on a lot, but I've given up on it. I've thrown, I'm not kidding you guys, I've thrown 40 div of whittlings into this stuff. So getting 50 back is just break even on this stuff. I really want to have a bolting though, because the elemental damage to attacks is so strong, like the suffix of it, and then you just get extra value from bolting being an elemental base instead. If it's hit or miss, like your boss damage should feel pretty consistent. The only things that you want to look out for is like, does the boss have does the map that you're doing have elemental resistance? Yes or no? And then the other thing you need to look out for is if it's feeling hit or miss, it's because you're not critting. So if you aren't at literally 100% crit, like being crit capped on this build is unfortunately very important. So that's like kind of one of the main limiting factors to like getting this thing really taking off. Fuck. And that's why you have leech. Holy shit. My asshole's so tight right now. That sounded bad. I meant like I'm puckered. That doesn't sound good either. I'll shut up now. $19K on Flicker though is still good tooltip DPS, because you have to remember with Flicker, none of the Flicker like charges are counted in your DPS. Like it doesn't calculate attack speed DPS. So Flicker is like, you take Flicker times however many power charges you have times 2 times however long it takes you to flicker that many times, and that's your 2 DPS. So like how I've calculated my flicker DPS is I just look at tier 4 Zesht and like literally count the seconds for how long it takes me to do 33 million HP. Right now it's taking me 0.6 seconds to kill Zesht, so my DPS is whatever that is. Like 15, 17 million in that range. So you are at 100%. It's got to be map mods then. That or maybe Infernal Cry isn't working. Because one of the other things is sometimes when I get stunned in Flicker, like every once in a while I'll get stunned in Flicker, right? Like as I'm doing a boss. I feel like when you get stunned out of Flicker, it makes it so that Infernal Cry isn't being used anymore. And Infernal Cry is obviously like a huge part of your damage as well for bosses. So if that's happening, that could be it too. I'm really not gonna do fucking elemental resist maps anymore. This is miserable. Or I just need to bite the bullet and get a Beacon of Aces like I've been talking about. That's a lot of tribute. No! You don't gamble until you... Here's the golden rule of Val upgrading your gear. Val, quote-unquote, upgrading your gear. Is, you find the replacement, and then you value shit. and then you may make a replacement with the Val shit you just did, and then you can Val the replacement that you were gonna do, and then you can, I guys, I'm so sorry. This map is miserable. I might need to swap off the collapsing horizon for this map.
Map.
We're almost done. We just got to do this breach. That's good. It upgraded in a different way, so it's not all too bad.
Map.
This map was just straight up not worth it. Whatever. I'm just so fucking happy to be out of this map. Ooh. Ooh. Blech. Ooh. You got thanks again. I also bought a small area against darkness. Is there no you against the darkness is small area, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Against the darkness is always small. It's always small against the darkness. There isn't any medium ones. There's the only one that changes its radius is the one that's dropped from Zesht, where it's like passives in radius of this can be allocated without being connected to your tree. I don't remember what it's called. Controlled metamorphosis, I think. So you still are getting 5 notables, even with the small radius against the darkness. Yeah, Bojangles. How do you prove you have balls? Alright, come on. Okay, that's not too bad. That's bad. That's okay. Don't get rid of the cold. God damn it. I hate Forge. I hate Abyss. Oasis is good. Oh yeah, hey, thanks Blue, I appreciate it. I am thirsty. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Thanks again, Blue. What jewel should you go first? I think Against the Darkness is the best one. Blue. That or Flicker. From Nothing Diamond is definitely the last one you get because it doesn't give you immediate value because you have to you have to allocate the points elsewhere, right? So you get the opportunity to allocate these points, which is nice, but that's why this one's the last one I upgraded. But first one really should be Against the Darkness. If you can get away with not having a Dex one, and you have like fucking 500 div or something, get a 4% extra cold, 4% extra chaos one, or 4% extra, whatever you want. Double 4% extra is the one that you want. Yeah, they're all pretty expensive. Did I already? Yeah, I already opened them up. After this, I'm going to take a break from Delirious maps. I just fucking... I do the Delirious maps for the juicing, but I straight up... Honestly, I'd like... I just wish they had the ability to like add all the difficulty and like shittiness of Delirium just regular to your map. Like, yes, you can make it delirious, but it's not like it doesn't change the outlook of your map. It doesn't like just like give me like a fucking breach delirious tablet that I can just like breach or delirium in your map represents as being into the breach or some shit like that, and I'd fucking love it. Oh boys, did we get a fucking we get a 10 breachers? Oh, I think we did. We get a juicer. It's not worse. I mean, it's good damage, right? But the build is based on cast on freeze, so if you're not having a hard time freezing, then no, that's a great against the Darkness Simon. But if you're having a hard time freezing, then that's probably not the one that you want. But that's definitely not a bad thing to have socketed in there, you know what I mean? The 4% colds are
Map.
15 plus div right now. Okay, that's not too bad, blue. I guess Dex is obviously a pretty expensive one. Rarity, on maps, it's a prefix. On items, it can be both, depending on the item. Gloves, it's only a suffix. Boots, it's only a suffix. Amulet, it's both. Ring, it's both. It's not on chest. Helmet, it's both. And that's about it. And you can't have rarity on belt either. Unless there's a unique belt that I don't know about that you can have it on. It's up to 15 div now. I wonder if my build guide has anything to do with that. Like, do you guys think that there's enough people? I mean, I guess that 15k people have watched it right around. Do you think there's enough people who are like, yeah, I want to go do that build? They see that it has +3 flicker and like, because there's somebody that's doing a like flicker strike build that got somewhat popular. I mean, I don't know if 15k views on a YouTube video is enough to like impact the market, but that'd be like a cute little goal. Or not goal, but just like a funny thing that was a side effect of me releasing a guide, is crashing the +3 flicker market. Or pumping it. Whatever. So you'll see when I'm doing these 10 breach maps, I don't flicker as much because I don't want flicker to open a breach on accident when I'm not ready, because I want to make sure I can maximize the 10 breaches. Yeah, that's true. I almost didn't start that video with me one-shotting tier 4, and I was like, nah, I gotta start it with one-shotting tier 4. People just click away. They click it and be like, oh, he says 15 million DPS. Does he one-shot Zest? Okay, he does. Alright, I'll stay. It's kind of boomer bust on the YouTube side of things. If your build isn't like completely solvent and can do everything no problem, then people ain't touching it. I guess that's not true. There's that cool I don't know how many people are actually swapping to play it, but I thought it looked cool was that like AoE scaling whirling spear skill where you like ignite the ground with incinerate and your damage is technically entirely incinerate damage and then you just like run around the map with attack speed. What music do we want? I'm open to suggestions. No, actually, I'm not open to suggestions. I know what I want, and you guys are going to hate me for it. I don't know if you'll actually hate me for it, but I'm in the mood. Yeah, Doom soundtrack is good too. I did like a Doom soundtrack week last week, and I've had enough for right now. I also played Doom with my daughter recently, so. If that's too loud, let me know. Confirm map bossing's fine. Yeah. It takes a little bit of getting used to. That's why I said in the guide there's like a bit of complexities to get used to. Man, the 10 breach maps just don't hit the same as they used to in point 1, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still awesome that you get a 10 breach map, but they don't excite me as much, because I just know that, like, the pack density got nerfed so fucking hard. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, Zoom Shrine. Zoom Shrine is like the fucking ultimate dopamine. Till I double judge Shooty the Cry. That's like if anything's getting nerfed in point 3, by the way, even if they don't nerf flicker, I hope to God, I really 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 hope to God that when point 3 comes around they don't nerf flicker, they just nerf Infernal Strike or Infernal Cry, because Infernal Cry is 100% the problem. Um for both Flicker and Wind Serpent's Fury or whatever it's called. Because that's really Infernal Cry is what's enabling the Pinnacle boss one-shots right now. Nothing else is. There's some crazy like ice crystal shit that you can do right now that is enabling one-shots as well, but that's obviously a lot more niche than 50% of builds running it. It's Infernal Cry, it's not Wind Serpent's Fury. Like, I just really hope that they don't like nerf really great single target spells, because there's like a niche interaction with like snapshotting the extra damage and empowering the attack. Because I mean, technically it's a combo and they want us to do combo gameplay, right? So they're really gonna nerf the one combo that actually does shit. My goal is to get like enough clout that like a GGG employee message me and be like, hey, how should we treat Flicker Strike? And I'll tell them exactly how to nerf it to make it still feel strong. And I'll tell them exactly what not to touch. And I'll tell them what interactions they should nerf. Okay. Definitely don't nerf like the acquisition distance of your next target, because that just made me full mast. Hanging a flag in my freaking office right now, man. Add more movement speed. You know, I don't actually... Well, I guess because I've been flickering for 1,500 hours of PoE too, so I guess me not feeling like adding movement speed is necessary is a little bit biased. But I honestly doubt I'm going to do anything else other than Flicker. I'll just probably change up the Ascendancy. Run a bunch of different flavors of Flicker in the future. I guess I can't say that because I haven't seen any of the Shadow skills yet. I thought the Hunter skills would I'd enjoy them more, but I really don't. I'm just waiting for Shadow skills, Templar skills, and maybe Duelist skills. Probably not Duelist skills. Shadow and Templar for sure. I'm definitely not gonna play Druid personally, unless like some of the form stuff is pretty insane. It just kind of depends on like what forms they have. If they have like a cat form that's kind of like dexterous and stuff, I'll probably play that. But my archetypes have always been like Warlock. I always played Warlock in WoW. I never played Rogue in WoW, but when I played Poe, I pretty much exclusively played Shadow. D4 I did Rogue. D3 I did Demon Hunter. It's the style that I like. And Monk is cool too. I did Monk a lot in D3. I gotta say I do enjoy the version of Monk that Poe does more than the version of Monk that the version of Monk that Diablo did. Did that breach open? Guess so. Yeah, I played Shadow Priest. Back in 2020 vanilla, like when they first re-released Classic WoW, I did my guild let me do Shadow Priest. And we got 2 raid teams in the first version of Classic WoW through an X. Made 3 Atieshes. We made 5 Thunder Furies. Maybe 6. I can't remember. We got pretty lucky. We were literally like getting to a point where like we didn't have people that like wanted to farm the mats. So we just ended up giving our sixth one, either fifth or sixth one, to our hunter, who's like, yeah, I'll fucking take it for the memes. I would have taken it on my Shadow Priest, but Shadow Priests can't use swords. In raiding, it wasn't OP. In PvP, it was a lot of fun. Especially as an undead. We are doing this. Yeah, you can other. I gotta change the breach nodes back up. I wanted to take Sustained Assault so I wasn't missing any rare monsters. But this is way too slow. Not conducive to Flicker.
Map.
Oh my god, that was glorious. That too. Just something about Flicker that makes your balls tingle, you know? Or ovaries, I won't discriminate. Um, I just want to make sure that that's not popping up again. Corey Leach. Who can name the soundtrack before any more popular songs come on? I think all of those items are decent. I think the gloves,
Map.
if you're saying they're listed for like 20 div, I don't think they'll actually sell for 20 div because I don't think too many people are looking for straight evasion rating gloves. I think they're just inflated because there's not very many examples on the market for the gloves specifically. The amulet's really good. The helm is really good. You have double res and rarity on it with at least 300 energy shield. I'd say the helm's probably 10 div minimum. The gloves, probably, if I had to guess, I'd honestly say like 5. Um, and the neck, I'd say like 15. Or wait, did the neck have melee skills on it? Or no? No, it didn't. So the neck is definitely not 15. It's still good, but I don't quite know how to price it. Like just in my head without like actually spending time to try to price it. Yeah, rarity and cold damage. I don't even think I have cold damage on my gloves. I think I have lightning and fire. If I remember. Nobody wanted to chat what the name of the soundtrack was. You guys failed the millennial test. If you don't know it by now, with this song coming on, come on, you gotta know it. Yeah, there is. Don't lie to me. Can you hear it better now? Well, that's annoying. It says that you guys can hear my desktop audio. Huh. I'll have to fuck with it more later. It's not Minecraft music, brother. Alright, we're out of that marathon map. After we finish looting. I'll go to the one. I think you guys should know this one. Sorry, I'm just skipping to it. I picked the wrong soundtrack. They fucking took the one off of YouTube that I liked listening to. We'll just go to the OG one. What did it even fucking change? Feels like it just straight up made it shittier. Yeah, it's a good throwback, right, Bojangles? Yeah, Halo 3, Halo 2, Halo 1, whatever you remember this song from. I'm gonna be heading off here shortly, so what I will do is I'll run Audience with the King again, just for shits and giggles, because that's kind of sounds like fun. And then I'm gonna pop off for the night. Maybe I'll finally get a From Nothing diamond. And then hope it's mind over matter, and I'll cash in my 50 divs and go to bed. All my phases by now. There we go. As a reminder, that's with Collapsing Horizon. It's hard to say that there's not really like 100% answer for you, Blue. Just because like the gem socket may be what you need, you know? It's kind of like you just have to get that feel for it, you know? I don't have like a 100% answer one way or the other for something like that, but I'll, you know, as I'm playing and as I'm uploading my gameplay videos, I'll definitely talk about like, hey, is this a problem you're having? If this is a problem you're having, then, you know, do this to solve the problem you're having. It is 2-4. If I got another Valor boot, I'm breaking my fucking Jesus Christ. That's 10 times in a row. No shit, 10 times in a fucking row. Ooh. I'll give you the old double duty. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not horrible. Now it is. All right, let me turn this off. Light rate is so good. Can you go over the exact skill order on bosses? Yeah, so when you're doing bosses, in the beginning of my full guide video, I go over the full tech for bosses. Yeah, it won't. Oh, 98. It's elemental skills only. Um, but you get melee skills elsewhere for Flicker Strike or straight up Flicker Strike levels in Tree. But skill order for bosses is literally before you walk into the boss room and activate the boss, get your full power charges. Then activate charge staff, so you have your charge staff up. And this is important because it adds a lot of flat elemental damage. Have full power charges. Walk up to the boss. Yell twice with Infernal Cry, and this is important because with Infernal Cry, skills empowered by it get 15% more damage. Skills grant 4 rage per 5 power of enemies in range. Unique bosses, so bosses in general have 20 power, so you get 16 rage. You consume 10 of the rage from the first yell to have the empowered attack do another 30% more damage, so that's 45% more damage. But your second yell also gives you 16 rage, so you have 22 rage. And rage is, for every 1 rage, is a more damage multiplier that you deal. So just by yelling twice with Infernal Cry, you get 45% more damage and 21% more damage. 22% more damage. Or wait, yeah, whatever. It's a fuck ton more damage. But you need second wind in here. So for bossing, I'd say like your most important greater jewelers is Infernal Cry. Like Flicker and Infernal Cry are going to be your most important greater jewelers. There's a metitional tech that I go through in my last build guide, the one that has the most views on my channel, that talks about the steps for Eye of Winter and Cursed Ground for flammability. And the other thing I didn't mention with Infernal Cry just barely is empowered attacks gain 35% of damage as extra fire. Um, 4 times because per 5 power you get 20 power for the enemies in range. Um, Up to 150%, so 35% makes it 140% extra damage as fire. How much would you? So with 5 link, are you saying that's perfect jeweler? If it's a level 21 flicker strike with a perfect jeweler, I would price it at like 15 div minimum. Um, Unless there's some other ones that are on there for less, but it's like a 1 in 6 chance. And so 6 times 2, because you're perfect jewelering 6 times, is 12 div. Plus you want to make profit, I'd post it up for like 14. Um, what's this guy saying? Yeah, if it's perfect jewelered. If you're saying 5 link is in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or are you saying 5 link is in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, you don't necessarily need perfects and vert. I think graders are fine. 3 div in hardcore is a fuckload. Yeah, that's a perfect jeweler. I'd say this is um here, I'll just price check mine. There's no results on here right now. Let me check it. I mean, nobody has it posted. Hold on, let me see if it's a strong spot. Yeah, nobody has one posted, man. I'd say honestly 15 div. It's a 1 in 6 chance. Perfect jewelers are 2 div. Yeah. You generally want to do the level 21s without an omen, especially if you're going to be perfect jewelering them. Yeah, that's why you don't want to do it with an omen, is because the 1 in 6 is without an omen. It's a technically, I believe, a 1 in 4 because it can go up, it can go down, it can crangle the quality, or it can lower the amount of sockets. Those are the 4 outcomes. And then the fifth outcome is nothing. So it's a 1 in 5. So maybe I shouldn't be saying price it at 15, but I wouldn't balk at 15. People will probably offer you like 12, and hey, you get big profit from that. Um, 'Impetus into bolt mark. 25% quality. Okay. What causes Flicker Strike to stop? Just running out of power charges, or it doesn't have a target to jump to. Are my support gems in order of importance? Not necessarily. Maybe that's something I need to do on the Maxwell guide, is make it more clear what's important. Um, I can maybe work on that. I'd say that you're not freezing shattering everything. I mean, we just went through 2 hours of live gameplay that, I mean, I'm really not trying to sound condescending or like a dick, but we just went through 2 hours and I have a shitload of cold damage to attacks and I do elemental damage to attacks. Um, you can have too much freeze sometimes, but if your pack size is big enough, you should still be getting corpses. No, it's straight up bad in Delirium because delirious monsters don't drop corpses. So I've only done Simulacrum once because I can't really flicker in Simulacrum. I can do it, and I'm confident this build can do tier 4 no problem. I just, again, I bitched about it during the stream, but I fucking hate delirious mechanics in general, so I just don't like engaging with it. Um, for Infernal Cry, it's a greater jewel anyway. So you want Second Wind, Enraged War Cry, Raging Cry Premeditation. For Flicker, hit and run, pinpoint critical, close combat, momentum is your 5. And then your last one's Conk Effect. Or you can swap Conk Effect and close combat, whatever you feel feels better. But a buddy of mine tested momentum and close combat, and they're both working with Flicker Strike. So it would be hit and run, pinpoint critical, momentum, close combat, and then get a perfect, and then put Conk Effect into it. Or you could do Ambrosia or Overextend, but these are the ones I like the most. If you're shattering everything, don't use Charge Staff only on bosses. I would say still use Charge Staff. But I mean, to your point, there is such a thing as too much cold damage, but it's pretty difficult to reach. And if you're having too much cold damage, like a big thing that I can recommend is literally just take out cold infusion. If you're running cold infusion, like literally just run. You can even take out Ice Bite too, but you just need glaciation and like primal armament or something like that. You can swap those. Into the Breach, this isn't like a jeweler, it's just you get this as you level. But Interlude and Magnetism and Warm Blooded are the 3 that I would recommend the most. Interlude makes Purple Flame stronger, Magnetism makes it easier to pick up, Warm Blooded is 50% less freeze duration. And then the 4th one I do Herbalism, the last one you can do Igniter Shock. Yeah, momentum doesn't actually impact the tooltip, but it does give 40% more damage. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't think it's a problem you'll run into unless you're like 75% cold damage. Because in theory, Volt Mark doesn't do any cold damage, and Volt Mark is also going to be killing a lot of stuff, and that's what's going to be proccing Herald of Thunder. Because Volt Mark, it technically does do cold damage because of the damage from extra, but it doesn't. It does mostly lightning, and that's why we have magnified effect and reach on it, so that the Volt Mark continues to chain it. You want bigger AoE, the biggest AoE you can get on Volt Mark. No problem, Invert. Okay, I really am going to bed now, guys, because My son's been a little demon at night lately, and he usually wakes up at like 3, and it's 12:11 my time now. So I want to get some sleep just in case he does wake up, and then look out for another video update tomorrow. If there's shorts that you want to see, you can leave comments on the most recent video, and I'll respond to them. The biggest announcement, really, that I'm going to be working on this week is getting like a community Discord. So I work from home and I'm working from 9 to 6, but having Discord up on the side to talk with people, I'll run a map on a break or something, like a lot of my prep is like on my breaks at work and stuff when I work from home, but the Discord channel is going to be the biggest thing. It's just, yeah, kind of a pain in the ass to put together one that looks nice. I don't want to just like release a Discord link and have it look like shit. So I'm really like trying to learn how to make it look good. Anyways, guys, really appreciate you all. Again, it's so crazy that we had a 10,000 view video. If you're not subscribed and you're still watching, I'd really appreciate it if you guys go ahead and subscribe. My goal is 1,000. Be really really cool. My kids think it's crazy that their dad has a video up on YouTube that has more than 10,000 views. They think I'm like some big shot celebrity now. So impress my kids. Get me to 1,000 subscribers. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.